Hateful Eight. Alright everybody, continuing with my Tarantino series, which is going to come to a quick end in my next video. I will be doing Inglourious Basterds on the 10-year anniversary, August 21st, I believe. So I will be reviewing that one, and this is the second to last, because I don't want to watch any of the other ones. I have no interest in watching the other ones. I've seen them enough, except for Jackie Brown, but no one's watching these videos, no one cares about it. I might have even lost some subscribers, because they're like, I didn't subscribe for Tarantino reviews. Well, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood came out, so I wanted to make these reviews and talk about them because it seems kind of relevant, seeing as how Once Upon a Time in Hollywood just came out, but whatever, that's neither here nor there. But I will be going back to just horror movies and new movies after this. So, Hateful Eight and Inglourious Basterds, and let's talk about the Hateful Eight, the eighth film by Quentin Tarantino, written by him, once again, obviously, shot on 70mm, and boy does he take advantage of that. All these big old wide shots of the mountains and Wyoming, beautiful, beautiful stuff. This one's probably the most beautiful, aesthetically looking Tarantino film out of all of them. Can't think of another one. Maybe Inglourious Basterds. No, I think Django Unchained was pretty beautiful too. There were some good shots in that one. They're all good, but this one definitely, because that 70mm, looks awesome. But the Hateful Eight is set a few years after the Civil War. We got Samuel L. Jackson playing Mr. Warren, I believe is his name. He's a bounty hunter, and he teams up with this one guy. He needs a ride, so he hitches a ride with Kurt Russell's character, John Ruth, the hangman. And he's got this woman named Domergue with him, and he's trying to get her to bedrock to hang so he can get his bounty money. Samuel L. Jackson's character needs his bounty money, so they both shack up together at this, what's it called, the Haberdashery, Minnie's Haberdashery. But they also pick up Walton Goggins with them, and he's going to be the new sheriff of the Bedrock. It's hard to say a synopsis of a Tarantino film because there's so much shit going on. But anyways, you got these 8 people. They're all in this haberdashery, and one of them, or all of them, or 2 of them, or 3 of them are not who they say they are. So it's like a game of Clue. Who's the murderer? And, who's, the suspect? You gotta, figure out. It's a mystery. And I like that. I love a good mystery. And boy, is this a good one. I did not see the ending coming. I thought the one person, my theory was Joe Gage. This is a spoiler discussion, just to let you know. But I thought it was going to be Joe Gage. I thought he was the main one, but it turns out it was all of them. But yes, the big positives from this movie. First up, the score by Ennio Morricone. I'm not even going to attempt to say that name. It's an Italian guy. He did the score for The Thing, I believe, in 1982, and they even used, a score that was, a soundtrack that wasn't used in the 1982 Thing, and it's used in here, and boy, is it great sounding. It builds tension. There's lots of great, tense moments, especially the poisoning scene. I wish Quentin Tarantino wouldn't have spoiled it, because he's the narrator in this movie, and he, narrates in this one moment where he's like, okay, someone poisoned the tea. And it's like, well, why did you spoil that? I feel like that could have worked a little bit better if they didn't say that, because you would have been watching it holy shit, now he's throwing up. I guess he was poisoned. It would have been a surprise, And that music building up, it would have created more tension. What the hell's going on? Why is the music building up? Why is this happening? What's about to happen? It would have been tense. But instead, it's spoiled, and he says, someone poisoned the coffee. I don't think he should have spoiled that. Just my opinion. But the score throughout the movie, I think it's amazing. It's my favorite Tarantino score and soundtrack throughout the film. Out of all the Tarantino films, this one is my favorite. Then Inglourious Basterds. I don't know what my third favorite would be, but this one's number 1. Also, all great acting performances from everybody, and great dialogue. Once again, there's moments of dialogue where it goes on for a couple minutes longer than it needs to be, but it's great dialogue. It keeps you interested, and you never really feel bored. And it's 2 hours and 43 minutes, I think, or 45, give or take, and it doesn't really feel that long. It might feel like 2.5 to some people, but it's more like a 2 hour and 15-minute ride to me. I enjoyed almost every moment. But we get a great cast, and you got Tim Roth, who I think should have been played by Christoph Waltz. I think he could have played that character even better, because I do have some problems with Tim Roth's character that I will get into in my negatives. But we got Tim Roth, who's been in quite a few Tarantino films. We got Samuel L. Jackson, we got Kurt Russell, we got Jennifer Jason Leigh, we got all kinds of people. We got Bruce Dern, he's in a few Tarantino films as well, Django Unchained, and then we also got, who else? There's so many people. We got Channing Tatum, who has a small ass role in this movie. You almost forget he was in it because he's at the credits at the beginning. It says Channing Tatum. You're like, oh, he's gonna be in here. And then like 2.5 hours later, you finally see him. You're like, oh shit, that's right, he was mentioned earlier. But it's a great cast, great performances by everybody. And I just love the mystery and I love the tension around that. Like, who's the killer? What's going on? Who poisoned the coffee? Who's there to release Domergue from Kurt Russell's character? And I just love how brutal that third act gets when all that the blood they're throwing up. It's brutal. It's over the top. It's very Tarantino. He's like throwing up on the woman's face and it's like in her mouth, and then like her brother gets like his brain shot off and like lands on her face. Some gnarly stuff right there. It's awesome. And then Mannix, and I like that Mannix, played by Walton Goggins, is like the final survivor with Samuel L. Jackson. Like, those two characters were bumping heads from the beginning, and they end up being like the surviving couple. Although they're doomed, they're gonna die. There's a lot of things that relate to The Thing. You got paranoia, you got isolated setting in the winter, there's a blizzard, they're stuck in there. They don't trust each other. Someone's not who they say they are, someone's the thing. And two people survive, only to die most likely after the credits roll. So very, very much like The Thing. And Mannix and Warren, they're like the only two characters with an arc, because they basically become best friends at the end. Not best friends, but they respect each other a lot more at the end. Now, for the little things I do not care for is that this movie is too long, which makes it less rewatchable. It has less rewatchability. I would rather watch Kill Bill again than this. Although I think this is a better made movie, I would watch Kill Bill before this one again, because it's not so long, it's not so dragged out. This movie is very like self-indulgent from Tarantino. Like, he just has this 5-minute shot of a cross and just the credits rolling. And it's like, okay, we get it. But before we get to the credits, there's like 5 different shots, like 5 to 10 seconds each, of all these different landscapes. It's just very, very like self-indulgent. Like, there's all these different moments where like there's like 10 different shots of like the carriage, and it's like it's driving from here, bird's eye view, this view. It's like, we get it. They're going to the haberdashery. We can just cut to them being there. And I do kind of find it hard to believe that nobody recognized the gang. The notorious gang with like $50,000 on their head and $10,000 on the other people. Like, these characters, especially Mannix, he recognized almost everybody. Like, oh my gosh, General Smithers. Oh my gosh, you're Warren. Oh my gosh, you're John Roof, the hangman. And it's like, you don't recognize these people. The people that if you recognized up front, they would have ended the movie quickly. Just seems convenient that they just recognize certain people and then not others when they're supposed to be notorious gang members. You know what I mean? Like, it just seemed kind of convenient. Now, Tim Roth. I would have preferred to see Christoph Waltz be his character, seeing as how he did 2 great performances and great characters in those other 2 movies, Django Unchained and Inglourious Basterds. This would have been a perfect trio for him in the Tarantino films if he would have just played Tim Roth's character. He could have been a German hangman instead of this British hangman played by Tim Roth. And my problem is that Tim Roth plays it too cartoony. Even Mannix sometimes, he sounds phony, but there's a charm to him, Walton Goggins. And I like the way he performs his role as Mannix. As Tim Roth is just a little too over the top. And like I said, there are some slow moments, but other than that, I think this is a great made movie, and it almost didn't get released because someone leaked the script online, so Tarantino was not going to make the movie at all, but I'm glad he did because it's one of his better films. But it surprisingly doesn't get much recognition from other Tarantino fans. They always talk about the other ones, and they hate this one for some reason. I don't get it. I fucking adored it. So I'll say, when it comes to the Hateful Eight, this is a great Tarantino movie to add to your Tarantino collection, so go out and buy it. But anyways, those are my thoughts of the Tarantino film, The Hateful Eight. Let me know what you thought about it, and where is it in your Tarantino film ranking. I'd be curious to see if anyone has this at number 1 or number 9. Explain yourself if that is you and that is your case. But once again, I will be doing Inglourious Basterds, and that's the end of it. Not Pulp Fiction, not Reservoir Dogs, not Jackie Brown. Nope. This is it. End of the road. But thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you like what you see in here, you can hit this like button that shows your support. And I would highly recommend you become a subscriber today to see more content from me. And you could do so just by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds. And until next time, Auf Wiedersehen, everybody.